Oh, good looking good. Oh, yeah, beautiful. Hello friends, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in again. Another cook on the Backyard Warrior. Today I'm cooking a brisket on the Weber Kettle. It's gonna be an easy and simple cook. Anybody can relate to. It's just brisket, Weber Kettle, and seasoning and charcoal briquettes. Nothing fancy. Anybody can do this. So here I have a 17 pounder USDA choice. Even the meat, we get anything that everybody can afford, even though the meat prices are sky high right now. But this is a choice brisket. It runs about $3.89 a pound right now versus almost $5.99 for prime. So without further ado, let's cut into this cryovac and start trimming. First, as always, we cut on the fat that we score the meat. We're gonna pat this one dry. Brisket. Excess fat. Fat and sinew. See how this is very thick. We're gonna cut it. Trimmed. Now it's time to season this bad boy. So for the seasoning, I have an all-purpose rub here, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and some herbs. We don't need a binder for this one. It's a little bit of wetness in here, so our seasoning will stack. So we'll start with this side. Apply a heavy coat. Now most of it will come off anyway. And pat it in there. Let's do the sides. Good. Do the fat cup side. Put a heavy one on there. This should be good. Now we're gonna let this rest on this cutting board for a little bit until we get our kettle ready. For this cook, we're using the kettle, the Weber Kettle, with the SNS insert. Now, I'll let a few briquettes, maybe a dozen, to put at the end of the SNS insert. Like that, the fire will go from here all the way down, and it give us hours of cooking. So these are ready. I'm just gonna dump in here. I also have a couple chunks of hickory, 4 of them. It should be enough for the smoke we need. This probably will give us 5-6 hours of cooking. So the vents in the bottom are halfway open, and I'm gonna control the heat from the damper on the lid. Now we're gonna put a pan, collect all the drippings, in with some hot water. That should be good. Now we're gonna place our brisket in the middle. This is good. So 3 hours in this cook. We cooking between 250 to 75 the whole time. This thing stayed steady for most of the time. This probe here is on a point side, and it's 156. It could be in a fat too. Fat gets hotter than meat, so no rush. We'll wait. Now let's take a look at what's in the pit. For fire wise, we are halfway charcoal, which is a good thing. We still have almost half. We burned 3 chunks of hickory We got one full, and this one is almost burning. Now the meat. Here's our brisket. Looking good so far. Bark is forming. It's not set yet, but it's getting there. A little bit of pulling. This is good. Nothing is burning. That's good. Nice, beautiful mahogany color here. Look at that. Fat is rendering. Pretty good. It's not there yet, but alright, we're gonna close this because this fire starts to rage. Here's how my vents are open. 3/4 closed. We're climbing back to 275 here, okay? So this is the 3-hour mark. And we're gonna come back in a couple of hours to check on the. Alright, 6 hours mark. Now we're gonna check on our brisket. And everything looks good so far. Oh yeah. The bark is looking good. I think it's time to wrap this brisket. Brisket looking good, bark looking set. And point flat, fat side up, and we're gonna put a probe in here, okay? So we added maybe half a SNS insert of charcoal here. This will probably take us all the way to the end of this cook. Hopefully we don't have to add any more charcoal. So that's there. We don't need to add any more chunks because our brisket is wrapped, so it won't take any more smoke. The kettle probe. We're gonna put this probe towards the point. That's it. So now let's close this pit and let it cook. So this cook is done. It started raining right now, and brisket is at 200. Our brisket, little jiggle. We're gonna find out how we do now by probing. All right, look at that. Oh yeah, no resistance at all. And jiggle is nice. It's probing tender, so we're gonna let it rest for a couple hours, something like that, and then we cut through it. All right. All right, my friends. This brisket rested for a couple hours, so this cook took probably 11 and a half hours. It was not a bad cook. Weber Kettle whole temp like a champ, and this thing cooked for 5 hours and then wrapped it for the rest of the cook 7 hours. No problem whatsoever. It was an easy cook, and here's the result here. And just FYI, I didn't inject or pour anything on this brisket. It's just leaking. It's too much fat rendering, I believe, in this. So we're gonna see what's going on here. This thing is wet. Ooh, nice. Oh, look at that jiggle. Put this on the side. Ooh, nice. Look at that. This is beautiful. Bark is set, nice. The color is beautiful. Smell is good as well. Oh, let's cut into this. So we're gonna cut halfway. Oh, like butter. There we go. Beautiful. Nice brisket. Moist. Smoke ring is beautiful. Jiggle is perfect. Alright, let me try a piece of the flat here. Ooh, look at these slices. Beautiful. Ooh, look at that. Finger test pass. Pull test. Wow. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, my favorite point. Right here. Beautiful. Man, this brisket is cooked perfect. Look at this. Moist, tender, and flavorful. Beautiful. One more. I can't get enough at this point. So, to recap this cook, we trimmed and cleaned, seasoned this brisket, put it in a Weber kettle, 5 hours, wrap it in butcher paper, finish the cook in 11 and a half hours, rest it for 2 hours. This is the final product. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this content, subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. You have a great deal. Until the next one, stay safe and bye-bye.